I need to know what you want to talk about. I need to know what you want to see, things that you want me to discuss, what books you want me to talk about, what characters you want me to talk about, all of that. Just let me know, because I am always open to you guys' suggestions on the content, because I love doing this and I want to be able to keep doing it, but I also want to make it stuff that you actually want to see. So I don't know how well you can see that. And it's starting to fade. The color has, the colors have gotten distorted, but is this familiar to you at all? The Trouble with Love is very early in my backlist. And Miss Bianca Bailey, with her purple hair, is one of my first very social media savvy heroines that I ever wrote. She had her blog where she talked to people, showed the girls how to be a material girl on a budget before being a material girl was popularized, I guess. But her blog was lavish on the low, and when we meet Bianca, she is attending a work event, like a meet and greet event at Sugar and Spice magazine, which was introduced in the first book of the Trouble series. In the first book, The Trouble with Love, which follows sisters and all of that. We're not talking about them today. We're talking about Bianca and Rashad. And their book has one of my favorite openings that I've ever written. Bianca is new to town. She's new to Blackwood, before it was named Blackwood. But she's new, and she overhears him being Rashad, and she has this interaction with him then, and then come to find out he actually works at Sugar and Spice magazine, which we met Rashad in The Trouble with we met Rashad in The Trouble with Love. And he was a character then, and he is very much a character in The Trouble with Us. To me, I think that The Trouble with Us is a little bit underrated in my catalog, because I feel like a lot of the things that they talk about, a lot of the things that they go through in the book are still very relevant now, even though this book is almost, hold on, I'm going to tell you exactly how old it is. The Trouble with Us is 7 years old. 7 years old. And still, it deals with that heavy social media aspect and, needing to perform. It deals with toxic relationships. It deals with girls being preyed on in their youth by older men. Just so much. And the two characters, I'm trying to talk through this without giving too many spoilers, because I want you to read the book. And I want you to talk to me about it, because I really love Bianca and Rashad. And it's funny that this video, it's been a minute on my channel, and I asked Nicole, my friend Nicole Falls, who is a fellow author, I asked her, what should I film? And she was like, you can always go back to your backlist videos. And she even suggested the book as well, and she actually suggested them. And it was funny that she brought them up, because I'm writing something else, and Bianca is actually friends with my heroine in this other thing. And the maturity that Bianca has been able to find, because of the very toxic relationship that she was in before the start of the book, she is very much jaded, and rightfully so. And she is not at all interested in what Rashad is serving up. Rashad is not even he's barely interested in what he's serving up, because he is very much a hoochie daddy. He is not the settling down type. Is not really what he believes himself to be. But there's a point in the book where his father talks to him about finding trouble and finding this one particular woman that is just going to give him a run for his money, that is going to be trouble. And Bianca is that person for him. And we see Rashad in a lot. We see Bianca a couple of other times in my catalog. We see Rashad very often in my catalog, most notably in Inevitable Seductions. He is the one who is doing this very revealing photo shoot for Miss Nubia Perry at the end of her book, and we see him often. And we see him also in Love Belvin's in the Muted Hopelessness series. We see him there too. He's a celebrity photographer, very notable. There is a free short on my website featuring him and Bianca. I would not recommend you read it before you read their book, because it is definitely some spoilers, but it's like an update on where they might be now, or where they are now, not where they might be, where they are now. And it's really just good memories thinking about them. In terms of books that really kind of changed my trajectory as an author, that really kind of catapulted my career and really put me on people's radar, we talk about Jason and Reese a lot, from Getting Schooled, Asha and King from Ante Up, and even Roman and Simone from A Crazy Little Thing Called Love. But when I think about the couples that I use to really develop my voice and really try to do things a little differently, try to lean into building depth into the story so that it wasn't just the fairy tale all the time. There were, like, they went through stuff, like there were problems, there was real friction that isn't just, a miscommunication, or isn't like that surface level stuff, like real friction between the couple. Bianca and Rashad are one of those couples. As lighthearted and as humorous and as warm as their story feels, they still have a lot of depth that I feel like I really did well. Like, I think about, like, Strictly Professional, for example, Terrence and Gabby. There's a lot happening there, but I feel like I was just kind of getting my feet wet. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't really know how to develop that conflict that well. And I feel like the book suffered for it. Do I think it's a bad book? Not at all. But I think that with that same storyline today, I could have and would have maybe done things differently. I can't say the same about Bianca and Rashad. Cannot say the same about Bianca and Rashad. Honestly, a lot of the things that I've written since Bianca and Rashad, I really think they really helped me fine-tune my voice as a writer, and help me understand how to just kind of keep the couple in that place and help them work through it in a way where being okay wasn't contrived. Maybe in the end it's not completely okay. Maybe we need some therapy, and maybe we need time, but we're at the end of the book and we're moving forward with just a good feeling about it. We're moving forward with the sense that it's not okay right now, but it will be okay. It's going to be okay, and we're going to be okay together. We're going to work through it together. We're going to figure it out. And I think that there's a time for every book, like, I think that what the market wants, meaning what readers want, it ebbs and flows, and there are certain things that they're going to want, certain things that they're going to take to, certain things that they are going to really just vibe with, and then there are things that they just are not. And those times come and go. It's a cycle. It's not, you don't always hit that mark. I think that readers expected something different from it, especially considering the cover. It's the, I was actually, hold on. What's funny is I was actually looking at these, which are the new covers for the Wright Brothers series, and I was looking at this, and I was like, it kind of reminds me of that. It implies a tone that that actually is not there. I actually think that all three of the covers in that series are I think they need better covers. I think they need better covers, and eventually, I'll get to that. That series is actually heavily on my mind. I actually want to bring that series to audio, but they need re-editing. They need new covers. They need some work before I do that. But again, they're in the very kind of beginning of my backlist. I've been writing since late 2013, and that book came. The Trouble with Love, which was the first book in that series, was the second thing I ever wrote. Right, I've looked it up, and it appears that The Trouble with Love is actually the third book in my catalog, not the second. Strictly Professional was second, and then The Trouble with Love: A Tale of Two Sisters, which was Jay and Cameron, that was book 3 in my catalog. The Trouble with Us, which is Bianca and Rashad, is book 13 in my catalog. And I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't want to think that there's something to that, but who knows? But yeah, Bianca and Rashad, and then you also have to consider that that's very early in my catalog. That book was literally April of 2015. So just about exactly 7 years ago. I've written so many books in 7 more years. I have gained so many new readers in 7 more years. And I know a lot of people, they don't go back and read your backlist. They don't, a lot of people who may even love my work don't even know that book exists. So if you're watching this, I'm telling you now, The Trouble with Us, Bianca and Rashad, very much, a grumpy sunshine. Bianca is the grumpy, Rashad is the sunshine. Very much social media at kind of the beginning of it. Like I said, this is 2015. So I wasn't really reading a ton of heroines, at least not in my genre, Black romance. Wasn't reading a ton of heroines who and back then, I can't say that I was seeing a lot of heroines who, were very into the social media thing and very into the blogging and all of that. Not saying that they didn't exist, just saying that I didn't see them. And so it was a little concerning. It was a little worrying for me, because when you haven't seen something, again, not saying that it doesn't exist, but when you haven't seen it, it feels like you're wading into uncharted waters. And I feel like I still, when I'm doing certain things, I still feel like that. And so I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, if you're looking for something to read this weekend, The Trouble with Us, it's not long. Let me see how long it is. It's not long. I don't have a copy of it. Let me see what the Zon says it is. Only 137 pages, so it's a novella. Well, it's like a longer novella if you're into that. And then The Right Kind of Trouble follows Bianca's little sister, Lauren, who is a single mom, still in college. That is actually The Right Kind of Trouble. Lauren's book is actually the first book featuring Blakewood State University. That's actually the first BSU book. And Ty. But anyway, that is all for me today. I know it's been a long time since you guys have seen me on the channel for just a normal sit down video. I've been doing the podcast a little bit, and I've already burnt down on that, but it will be back. I need to know what you want to talk about. I need to know what you want to see, things that you want me to discuss, what books you want me to talk about, what characters you want me to talk about, all of that. Just let me know, because I am always open to you guys' suggestions on the content, because I love doing this and I want to be able to keep doing it, but I also want to make it stuff that you actually want to see. So yeah, but as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support of me and of this channel, and I'll holla.